ever been called to the front of the class to give a speech in front of a large audience and you felt like your body was literally shutting down? Because honestly, same. Many of us have all faced some sort of nervousness while giving a speech. Everyone in this classroom, including our professor, has had to deal with some sort of pounding nerves that are telling you to just pass out. I mean, if you don't get a speech, then do your thing. But today, I'm hoping to ease your nerves just a little bit for once. Now, my first day inside of my speech class was honestly my worst day because honestly I didn't expect public speaking to be public speaking. So once I found out that I'd have to be doing a speech in front of at least 25 people, I panicked because 25 people was 25 people too much. And in my mind, they were all strangers. The exact same feeling that I got my freshman year of high school was the exact same feeling that I got my freshman year of college. Except I knew it would be public speaking this time. Today I'm going to be talking about why people should have to give speeches in front of a large audience. Firstly, I'm mentioning the effects that public speaking has. Second, ways to ease your nerves. And lastly, how to manage your public speaking nerves. Glossophobia is the fear of public speaking. When someone is triggered by this fear, it can lead to multiple effects on their mental health as well. Some effects are nausea, physical distress, panic, and even intense anxiety. A fear of public speaking is considered among society's number one fear. It has also been considered a social anxiety disorder where an individual will suffer in performance. Simply having to speak once this fear kicks in can actually be the hardest task for an individual in this state. Among the thousands of phobias out there, public speaking is actually considered the highest. So, sit back, ladies and gentlemen, and even Madam Professor, because I'm about to lay down some statistics. According to Brandon Gailey, the act of public speaking affects 3 out of 4 people that suffer from some sort of speech anxiety. It also accounts for 19%, which is the largest majority of those who are suffering from some sort of social anxiety. There's an estimated 5.3 million Americans that suffer from some sort of social phobia, with 74% suffering from a speech anxiety. I mean, this is why more people turn to hypnosis therapy or self-help book rather than any other options. Public speaking can easily affect someone's performance, but it shouldn't control the way that you see yourself socially. So, here are a few tips to ease those willy-dilly I gotta get out of here nerves. To start, I'll say that my first trick would be to always start small. Starting small is an amazing trick when you are giving a speech. Take George Washington, for example, who had a fear of public speaking and decided to make his inaugural speech 135 words long, which is about a minute. But public speaking can't kill. On the other hand, unless you're William Henry Harrison, who died a few months after catching a pneumonia while giving his inaugural speech, I mean, what a waste of vocal cords. As editor Alyssa Gregory said in an interview earlier this year, begin by talking to family members or friends, engage with a smaller audience, and build up from there. Once you know your topic, the pre-speaking fear will soon evaporate. Another trick worth noting would be never try to remember your work word for word. Obviously, you have to read over it, but after a while, try not to depend on it as much. Get a feel for what comes naturally. My final trick would be to engage with your audience at all times. When it comes to the author Dale Carnegie in his book, The Art of Public Speaking, he states, face an audience and as frequently as you can, and you will soon stop shying. Which brings me to my final point, which is how to manage your speaking nerves. There are plenty of public speakers and celebrities who have a huge fear of public speaking. Take Elvis Presley, Winston Churchill, and even John F. Kennedy. They all had a huge fear of public speaking, but each of them overcame it with time and constant practice, especially Elvis. Mark Twain once said, there are 2 kinds of people, those that are nervous and those that are liars. In other words, this pretty much means that no matter how seasoned or under-seasoned you are, when it comes to giving a speech, you will always have an uneasy feeling. Being nervous is something every public speaker fails. Even Martin Luther King got a C in his speech class, and I mean, the guy ended up writing one of the greatest speeches in history. When I interviewed my dad, we went over the basics of public speaking in front of people and how it affects your health. My dad said that public speaking was not very big when he was in school, but he is glad for it now because he's hoping that it helps me since it could have actually helped him much more. Now, if you could only see me now, Dad. Personally, a huge way that helps me memorizing would be remember the first three sentences and the last three sentences of your speech. I say this only because most people are anticipating anxiety, and once you get to the end, you're trying to rush through it and finish. Also, always plan the dialogue and not the monologue. You have to think to yourself, would you rather give a presentation in front of a group of people or engage in conversation with people? Rather than worrying about how you memorize your speech, just deliver it flawlessly and always remember to breathe, guys, okay? I would like for you all to know that this speech is not in any way to attack our class because I enjoy this art professor a lot, okay? So this speech is not meant in any way to attack speech in any way itself. Instead, it's toward the professors that don't encourage their kids to grow as speakers. Now, after reviewing the effects and ways to try and manage the nerves, I hope everyone is taking something from this. Giving a speech in front of all the audience should not be required. So, as Winston Churchill states in an interview back in 1874, if you have an important point to make, don't be subtle or clever. Use a pile driver, hit your point once, then come right back and hit it a second time, then hit it a third time, a tremendous whack. Thank you all for listening.